Hi, and welcome to Baker Affair. I'm Pika, and on today's episode, I'm going to be making flour tortillas. Fewer ingredients in the grocery store, which always amazes me. If you ever looked at the back of a package of tortillas, there are thousands of ingredients. Well, not thousands, but there's a lot of ingredients in flour tortillas. And flour tortillas are literally flour, salt, baking soda, baking powder, and lard or shortening. That's it. And what did I say? Water. That's it. Flour, baking powder, salt, lard, water. That's it. So let's get started. I already have it measured out. It's 2.5 cups of, I use bread flour. You can use all-purpose flour, but I think personally, bread flour makes a more tender tortilla. That would be 300 grams on my flour. Every flour, if you look at the back, they have different measurements for grams. This is 300 for mine, so that's going to go in the bowl. And I'm going to put the baking powder, which is a 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of salt, and 1/3 cup of lard or shortening, whatever you want to do. After you add the baking powder and the salt, you want to give it like a mix it around, because otherwise it won't be all incorporated, and you want to get it incorporated. And then you're going to take the lard. It's 1/3 cup of lard, and you're just going to squeeze it. I usually turn it over in the bowl so it gets all, and then you take your hands and you smush it. We want to aim for like a coarse meal, or actually a fine meal. And you're just going to continually do that until it gets. And if I would have thought about it, I would show you, but my hands are filthy right now. I'll come up to the camera and show you though. Just what I'm talking about. You want to get the lard incorporated with the flour, sort of like making bread dough, pastry, like a pie shell or something like that. And you're just gonna move it together. It's going to look like this, which you really can't see. I wish you could. I'm working on that plating. See, it's sort of like sand. Okay, and then I'm going to show you what I do, because I'm going to bring you over. Hold on. Let's see if that works better. All right, and now I'm going to take 1 cup of hot water. And I'm going to drizzle it in here. I put the water on the stove. And I'm just using my fingertips. Because you don't want too much water, so you're trying to melt the fat content into those granules of flour. And I think that's probably going to do it for me. And it depends on how, if it's raining outside, how much moisture is in the air. If it's I live in a dry a dry area for the most part, except in monsoon season. Then it's more humid. Then it's 100 degrees and humid, very humid. All right, I'm going to say, I want to put just a little bit more. I hope I didn't do too much. I've been known to do that before where it's too much, which I think I just did. We're going to just take it out, though, before I get in real trouble. And then I'm going to put it on a surface with not really flour, because you don't want to dry out the dough. And then you just knead it for a few minutes till it gets all incorporated. And you'll feel it. You'll feel how wonderful that feels. Let me put that bowl over here, I think. You just want to get it where it's smooth. I'm right-handed, but I do everything with my left. Go figure. Feels awkward to do it with my right. So that's pretty smooth. And then what I like to do is I like to cut them up and then put them in a bowl. So hold on. So I like to go like this and just like divide it. And I literally, it's for 8 tortillas, my recipe, and I usually divide it into more than that because it's, if I make them too big, I don't have a pan to make them in. And then you just kind of roll it like that. And you want to get it like, sort of like tortilla shape already, so you don't have to deal with that. And I just kind of scoot like that. Make a little like that, and then I'll stick it in a bowl like that. And actually, I think I should go smaller now that I'm thinking about it. I don't mind small because then I can make, you can have little tortillas instead of long, big tortillas. Actually, this works better like this. So you kind of whirl it around. Actually, I'm gonna get out a plate. These are going to be real tiny, but that's okay because we like them like that. Usually I kind of just do whatever. You know? Because I just learned this recipe not too long ago because our tortilla maker left. I'm still working on the details, but I've made them enough to know certain things. Never be afraid to try new things because you never know. You might end up being better than the original. It's all about learning the being one with the food. And mine are not all perfect. Okay, so I'll be back in about 20 minutes. They have to sit for about 20 minutes to just relax, and then I'll roll them out and I'll show you how I cook them. So in a minute. Okay, so they've rested 20 minutes, and now I have the pan on back there. How do you do that? Over here, I have a pan on. It's been on for a few minutes. I'm getting it at cast iron, by the way. I don't have a flat one because I just started making these like a month or two ago. I mean, it's only me and my husband, so we don't really. How many tortillas can you eat? I mean, even my husband can eat, but can he eat that many? Anyway, I'm going to show you how you roll them out, stick them in the pan, and then be eating tortillas like that. Hold on. Okay, so I'm here at the stove. I'm bent down because this is a little low. I'm going to show you how I roll them out. I brought them over here, and I'm going to take a little tiny itty bitty bit of flour, not a lot. And I'm going to show you what I do now. That will work. Will that work? That'll work. Tiny bit. Like, it's like barely on there. I'm going to move most of it off. And now I'm going to take a tortilla, the dough, and I'm going to roll it out. This is the way I roll it out. You just kind of, this is, I'm sure, is not the authentic way, but it's the way I do it. And it's the way my husband and I like them. The most important thing is you have to have them very thin. Usually the first one I do is not that great, so I aim for getting that red through the tortilla. But this is the first one. This is not going to look great. And then I just throw it in the pan. And then once that's getting bubbled like that, I always peek because I want to see. Needs a little longer, just a few more minutes. And then you just flip it over. And you see those brown marks? That's what you want to see on them. Let me continue making them. I'm going to see if I can get you somewhere where you can see everything, which I don't think I can. Can I? I'm going to try my hardest. Let's try it like that. Oh, I forgot. And they don't take that long. That's what you're aiming for. You see those marks? Alexa, stop. I want to put you so you can see everything. Let's see if we can do it like that. See? That's what you want. Oh, and by the way, I'm sticking them on a plate, just to let you know. don't take that long. That's what you're aiming for. You see those marks? Alexa, stop. So you can see everything. So you can look at it. See? That's what you want. Oh, by the way, I'm sitting on a plate. Just let you know. And this, I got at the hardware store. My husband cut it. It's a dowel. Super cheap. Nothing fancy. Does the job. You just want to make sure you have like burn them. Because if you burn them out, they're too much. Nice. And then you pull that a little bit. So yeah, I just started to figure out like, what I do, I go around in a circle. But my husband and I, we really do. As long as it tastes good, we're not too good of pickiness. And this one's got a really big puffy. See how puffy it is? Look at that. See it? Perfect. You like this one? You gonna see more? No, that makes it better or worse. No. It can be a long process if you're trying to make for a lot of people, but every now and then, it's good. Did you see the plate of tortillas? Did you see them? So many tortillas. Now I'm going to get one out and try it. Did you know I've also put cinnamon sugar on tortillas. They're delicious. Cheese in a air fryer or a toaster oven. Melt it. A little salsa. If you've never had an authentic Mexican tortilla, you're missing out on something. They're like salty. They're like kind of oily, but they're like so good. It's like the difference between a loaf of bread at a bakery or a loaf of bread in the grocery store. You just can't compare. These are delicious. I hope you try them. I'm going to leave the recipe in the comments below. If you like and subscribe. Till the next time, ciao.